Kaduna State in northwest Nigeria again hosts people of all walks of life, particularly business-minded personalities. It is the fourth edition of the Kaduna Economic and Investment Summit, CAD Invest, initiated by the Governor Nasir El-Rufai's administration in 2016. CAD Invest is part of the government's drive to improve investment opportunities as well as boost the revenue base of the state.
Thank you for all the support that you're giving our Excellency, and please don't stop. Please don't stop.
To confirm its firm commitment to achieving sustainable economic growth, the state backs its action with laws legislating to make doing business easier while aligning its budget to capital expenditure to build human capital and infrastructure.
The Honorable House is currently working on the bill for a law to substitute the Kaduna State registration of business premises. This is also aimed at securing the environment for conducive investment in Kaduna State. Your Excellency, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is gratifying to assure you that the Honorable House will continue to support the state government in providing laws that will move the state forward, laws that will give rights to citizens, guarantee security, and also see the maintenance of peace and order in the diverse communities of the state. Through this, it is expected that investors will have a very conducive environment for their investment. This, in turn, will reduce the poverty level of our state, provide employment to our teeming youth, and boost the economy of our state. The state government, being the custodian of all these processes, cannot do it alone. Other stakeholders should be involved. Here, it is appealed that the state government should open up discussion with local government council of the state to see how the local government areas of our state would also bring investors to their areas for the benefit of our citizens, the state, and the nation at large. I want to assure all participants, prospective investors, and the public that the State House of Assembly is working to ensure policy continuity in Kaduna. We are working with the executive to sustain reform and ensure Kaduna remains open for business today and in the future.
This year's theme, tagged Expanding Investment Frontiers, focuses more on the deliverables to the private sector, international development partners, and development finance institutions in terms of Kaduna State's strategic location, easy connections, and Kaduna Investment Promotion Agency, among other deliverables.
We established the Kaduna Investment Promotion Agency, KADIPA, as a one-stop shop to initiate, facilitate, and coordinate investments. The signing of the Ease of Doing Business Charter by key investments of government ensured commitment to removing obstacles to doing business. I've had the honor of chairing both the Ease of Doing Business Committee and the board of KADIPA. The idea behind this effort was to reverse the pre-2015 description of Kaduna as a civil service state. We had found this to be completely unacceptable in view of the fact that the civil service had a limited workforce of not more than 80,000 people at both the state and the local governments. With a population of about 9 to 10 million, it wasn't possible for the incomes of these 80,000 people to support the other 2 to 3 million working age population. Doing all that is required to provide the necessary business environment to attract foreign and local investors was considered by the governor as the only way to providing the jobs that would deal with the massive level of unemployment at the time. Amidst other supporting reforms, such as the tax codification and digitization of land registry, human capital development initiatives like the Kaduna Startup and the Entrepreneurship Program, CASTEP, and the Kaduna ICT Hub have empowered a vast section of our youthful and creative population. The results speak for themselves. Hundreds of millions of dollars invested, tens of thousands of jobs created, and a good number of very satisfied investors can tell the story of the impact our reforms have had. More so, on the back of all these, we are especially delighted to welcome you this morning to what has recently been ranked by the World Bank as the most improved state in the Federation in the ease of doing business.
The most critical sectors Kaduna State looks to have more interest in include agriculture, agro-allied infrastructure, manufacturing, tourism, mining, renewable energy, housing, transport, and ICT.
From the first investment summit, we had 10 great sectors or synergies for the achievement of this government, which included...
The host of the event, Governor Nasir El-Rufai, who was also recently re-elected as the governor of Kaduna State for a second term of 4 years in office, wants both local and foreign investors to consolidate on the gains already recorded in improving the economy of the state.
The key lesson for us is summarized in the box that building a sustainable industrial sector in Kaduna requires implementation of the right policies, creation of local content, promotion and patronage of indigenous industries, provision of infrastructure and creation of a stable investment climate, economic and fiscal terrain. We therefore decided to have an annual Kaduna Economic and Investment Summit to achieve the revival of Kaduna's economy. So what have we been doing in terms of policy and investment drive? Our agenda is anchored at providing a conducive environment for private sector to drive Kaduna's economy and create jobs. Kaduna is the third largest state in Nigeria in terms of population. We estimate about 10 million people. Over 80% of them are below the age of 35. So the biggest challenge we face as a government and as a state is job creation. We therefore have to come up with numerous policy actions and reforms that will make Kaduna the first choice of investment in Nigeria. We know we are competing with 35 other states and the FCT. We also know we are competing for investable funds around the world. So we have to be better than the best to be able to attract more investments. And we believe that while the government can incentivize and provide the enabling environment, it is only the private sector that can provide the jobs that our young people in Kaduna State need.
Governor El-Rufai discloses that the state has attracted investments worth $500 million and 100,000 direct jobs through the economic summit. Currently, Kaduna has 14 international investors doing business in the state, and that's according to the CardInvest website.
CardInvest has become a critical vehicle for driving investments in Kaduna and providing the conducive environment for private sector to thrive. Through this platform, this is not just a talk shop. In the last 3.5 years, we have attracted over $500 million in local and foreign investment in this state. These investments have created directly and indirectly more than 100,000 jobs. It's still a drop in the ocean, but we have made some progress. We did this through the creation of Kaduna Investment Promotion Agency, a one-stop shop that handles all investment decisions. So if you're looking to invest in Kaduna State, you just need to go to the office of the Kaduna Investment Promotion Agency, and you don't need to meet with any other government agency, because KADIPA's mandate is to ensure that they get whatever approvals and support you need from every government agency. And KADIPA reports directly to the Deputy Governor of the state, who is one breath away from the office of the Governor.
Regardless of the feat, the government is grappling with the challenge of creating better opportunities to match the state's population, estimated at 10 million people.
We seek to expand new investment frontiers by capitalizing on our existing competitive and attractive fiscal incentives in the state. Our main objective is to present and operationalize our industrialization plan and improve the investment portfolios by a factor of 3. We also want to align the Kaduna Infrastructure Master Plan and the Industrial Plan to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals as part of the global commitment to eliminating poverty. We intend today to launch into Industry 4.0, focusing on developing a knowledge economy while industrializing and revamping our industries. So today, the industrial plan will be launched, which seeks to create some 3.7 million direct and indirect jobs by the year 2050. We also want to boost our household income from 32,000 naira today to about 104,000 naira in the year 2050. We want to register 32% GDP growth after industrialization and increase the share of agricultural sector to 40% of the overall state GDP by 2019. We want to achieve a 20% contribution of agro-allied output to our GDP. Agriculture is our strongest sector right now. It employs most of our people, but we want to move along the value chain from agriculture to agro-industry and agricultural industry value addition. We also want to focus on electrical and electronics. Right now, our share of electrical and electronics sector to Kaduna State GDP is near 0. We want to move it to 2% in the short term, to 5% in the medium term in about 10 years, and to 10% in 15 years. We want to encourage ICT, hardware, assembly, and every aspect of the electrical sector.
Highlighting the importance of the private sector in sustainable economic development, the keynote speaker, Aliko Dangote, expresses concern that Nigeria's human development indicators ranks 157 out of 189 countries. He wants the state government to set up a strong economic team and focus more on agriculture as a major source of revenue drive.
The North must focus on unlocking its massive agri potentials in terms of both production and processing. No region with such agri potential should be this poor. So we have what it takes to turn around our fortunes, and I pray that all the 19 governors of the northern state will wake up and follow the footsteps of Kaduna State government. No region with such agri potential, given the vast tracts of arable land, conducive climate conditions, I think in the next 10 years, agriculture can generate more revenue and prosperity than crude oil that we have right now, if we have the right policies and also commitment. The textile sector, which once thrived in Kaduna, if you remember at a point, textiles, they are the biggest employers of labor after the federal government of Nigeria. But today, it's not the same. So the textile industry, which actually thrived massively in Kaduna, presents a great opportunity to catalyze this investment across the value chain, which is the cotton, ginning, and they can create a lot of jobs and also reduce poverty, because you cannot eradicate poverty without creation of jobs.
Successful, outspoken.